Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie. Last time, we finished off Mad Monster Mansion, and this time we are going to move on to the next world, although you may remember 2 parts ago, we hit the Witch Switch in Mad Monster Mansion, so I figured that I would just quickly jump to this, since there isn't really need to show any more of this room than necessary. So there we go, the Mad Monster Mansion Witch Switch, which takes us up to 8 Jiggies in total in Gruntilda's lair. 2 more to go here. But yes, anyway, I think we're now pretty much just about done with this room, thank goodness. And now we can kind of move on to where we caused the water level to rise in the last part, and that would be inside of this door. So if we head in here, you'll realize we are kind of instantly thrown into the water now, unlike before where you're kind of able to walk around on that platform there, and then the water was a bit lower, and this mine guy is up here now, although if we stay away from him, he will not be much of an issue. Also, there's nothing else that we can do in this room, even though there actually is some stuff up above us. We'll be able to deal with that in a little bit, but if we move on in here, this is kind of the main purpose of raising the water. And that is to get to this area up here, where there is kind of a ship. So if we go up here, you can go up these stairs, and you will see that there is a closed door, indicating that we can probably open it at some point. Just to confirm, it is not a door that you open with an attack. Also, there are these guys here. We saw them in the last level, although otherwise they have not been appearing too much lately. If we jump over to here, there's a few things that we can do. First thing is if we go up on top of these boxes, which requires to backflip, we can activate this cauldron, and this is the blue one, which connects with the one in everyone's favorite room that we are all sick of. So let's hopefully not worry about going back there anytime soon. Also, if we go across these boxes, we can jump across this gap to this box with the rareware symbol on it. If we break that, we have another switch with kind of a water level indicator on it. So if we hit that, that will raise the water in here even more, and that will help us get into that hole. And it'll also help us do a couple of things in the room that we just came from, so we can get that. Also, the reason I kind of went up to show that door on the ship before I hit that switch is because now that we've done that, these 2 enemies become completely useless, and if we swim in front of them while we're underwater, I don't believe that they will come out anymore. Actually, okay, that's a complete lie, apparently. They do still come out. For some reason I thought they didn't, but either way, there's no reason to ever walk to either over there or to over there, so I don't know exactly what their purpose is. I guess that's kind of why I thought they didn't come out. It's because I never really even bothered going in front of them. But anyway, the main reason of pressing that switch to raise the water once again was to get in here right now. And in here we have this guy, which I guess I could do if I really cared about. Here we have a door, which we cannot open unless we attack it. So see, that's just one of those doors. I mean, it looks just like every other indestructible door, except that one is for some reason destructible. Also going up here, another gold feather, and look at this! Another puzzle, the first one we've seen in quite a while. Yes, that makes sense. So if we press the ZZ button, we can put 12 pieces into that to complete the puzzle for Rusty Bucket Bay, and surprise, surprise, this is where the next level is. So World 8, Rusty Bucket Bay, my favorite world in the game, a lot of people's least favorite world because of the difficulty that it can sometimes bring with it. And there you go, we are now ready to take on World 8. But before we do that, we have one little passageway down here. So let us explore exactly what this is. So if you go down here, it will bring us to this kind of grate here. And if we look through that, you will see the Mad Monster Mansion puzzle. And I'm not exactly 100% sure what the purpose of this is really supposed to be. I mean, it connects to that room, but I've never really understood what it does pretty much. So if there is any purpose for this tunnel that I am not seeing, please post about it in the comments. Otherwise, it is just a completely pointless room, and I have no idea, or a pointless passage, and I have no idea what is up with that. But anyway, we're going to do the completely risky thing and get those, and see, somehow did not get attacked by the bees, which is kind of funny. And we are going to pause for 1 second. And we are back. Sorry about that. One thing I should note is that I have come down with a little bit of a cold, which is kind of bizarre, as I do not usually get sick, but you know, I guess it might have picked something up at Anime North or something like that. I guess with like those 800 people that I street passed, one of them was bound to have some kind of disease. But anyway, it's nothing too bad, but hopefully I might pause a couple of times in order to take a drink or something like that, because I didn't, just because I'm sick, I didn't want to, like, you know, not do the video at all. But anyway, I should get back to talking about this. We could easily, of course, just go into Rusty Bucket Bay, although, as I said, there are a couple of things that we could not do in this room until we raise the water level again. So there are a couple of things on each side here. That one had a golden feather in it. This one right here has nothing in it, I guess. Is it really nothing? Yeah, there's nothing in there. And here we have something that looks like it's not destructible at all, but if you attack it, it will open up and it will allow us to kind of go even higher in this room. So yeah, this room is kind of like the second version of the earlier room that we were in, as we are going to visit a couple of times in order to accomplish a few different things. So here we have another water switch, but this one is a little bit different from the other ones in that hitting this one raises the water level, although you have a time limit. So after this time runs out, it will go back down to the level that it was before we hit that switch. So there is something that we are going to quickly want to do, and that is if we go in here and we quickly swim upwards. So there's the passageway that we went for the puzzle, but if we go even higher now, we will see that there is a little bit of a passage in the wall here, and going up here will reveal a secret that is completely missable. And it is Cheato for the third and final time in the game. So you can probably guess what kind of cheat we are going to get this time. And you could easily wait to do this after Rusty Bucket Bay or whenever you feel like after this point. But of course, I feel like having this cheat going into World 8 is a super helpful thing to have. So yes, so find Cheato, which won't. So now we go enter this cheat in the sandcastle floor. Gold feathers, which will double the maximum number of gold feathers that we can hold. So yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Usually we enter cheats at the end of episodes, but this time we are actually going to be doing it before we even enter the level. Man, this is going to be like 10 minutes that we haven't even gotten anywhere yet. So, I'm going to enter that, and I will see you at the sandcastle in a moment. And here we are to enter the final Cheato cheat. So yes, as I said, or have said multiple times now, man, why don't you just die? Yeah, that is actually the final time that we will be seeing Cheato in this game, although despite that fact, there are actually still other cheats in this game that aren't directly given to you. So don't think that this is the last time you're going to be visiting this sandcastle, as after I'm kind of done the main game, I plan to do a couple of bonus episodes where you can be sure that we will be visiting here. But anyway, F-E-A-T-H-E-R-S. So let's see, H, and if I remember correctly, the E-R and S are all conveniently placed right together, which is pretty cool. And there you go, all the way up to 20. So unlike blue eggs, which was completely useless, red feathers and gold feather cheats are much more useful, especially the gold feather cheats. Because of people I'm sure know, I love gold feathers and they are super useful. And they may just be quite useful in the next level. So anyway, I'm going to meet you back at Rusty Buckets Bay. One thing that I did not mention last time we were in this room was that there is actually a couple of other things up here I didn't show, and one of those things is this note door, which we are not going to open at the moment, but it requires 640 notes, so we do have enough, but since we still have a level to deal with out on this side of the door, there is no point on opening it at the moment, so I will save that for another time. But without further ado, let us finally move on to kind of the main attraction of this part, which is Rusty Bucket Bay. So this is going to be quite a crazy level, so I have no idea how long this is going to take, but let us head in here. And even though the entrance is underwater, the level itself is not underwater. And as the outside may imply, we are going to be dealing with a massive ship. Inside, outside, and kind of the surrounding area of it too. So this is going to be kind of a crazy level, and I've been contemplating exactly how I want to attack it. Because like I said, you can kind of break this level up into two main sections, and that is the things on the ship and kind of the surrounding harbor area. So I've been kind of thinking about where I want to go, and I think the way I'm going to start off is by going to the right here on the harbor. Because there are a couple of things that we can do over here, and it leads to a dead end, so it is kind of a good spot to start off the level. New enemy here is this TNT box, which will chase you, and if it touches you, it will explode kind of like that. Also, we have some notes here. We have this guy here, which will give us health, and we have something new, and that is oily water. So unlike normal water, just waiting on the top of it will cause you to lose air even if you are not submerged. I just wanted to kind of demonstrate that, even though I'm sure it will become something that's kind of obvious. So in order to get your air back, you're going to have to jump out of the water, and I kind of forgot that that is too high to just normally jump out of. So if we jump here, we'll get our air back. And another trait of the oily water is when you dive, you lose air twice as fast as if you were diving in normal water. So you have to be very, very careful here. And this is one of the main levels that people get frustrated in because of things like the oily water and other things that we will see in the near future, I promise you. It can be very easy to accidentally die, which will then cause you to need to get rid of, re-get all of your Jinjos and all of your notes, and that always frustrates people, but luckily, the oily water is something I've gotten used to, so it's hopefully something that won't be too much of an issue to me. There are things in this level that I am much more worried about, let me tell you. Before we go up the ramp and enter the boat, I might as well show this, and this is something that really stumped me as a kid, mainly because I did not know what the word toll meant. And I thought, okay, maybe there's a transformation that allows you to go inside of here or something, but the solution here is actually to shoot 2 eggs in this hole. So here's pretty much one of the very last times in the entire game where eggs will actually be of any use. So doing that, man, I thought camera angle was really messing me up. Will cause this little bridge to come out here. And of course there's kind of a bad guy here, but you may be asking yourself, how do you get those items that are kind of out from the bridge? And if you shoot even more eggs into the hole, the bridge will move out a little bit farther, which will allow you to get those items. So I'm not exactly sure, like, why they would put 2 on there if you actually need to shoot more into it to make it do other things. Like, I remember that confused me quite a bit as a kid, but anyway, maybe I should not have wasted those gold feathers in case I needed them, but I just wanted to show that off. But now we shall... Man, the camera angle in this part is kind of messing me up, and sometimes it will change without any kind of warning, but for now we are going to move on to the ship, and we will continue on in 1 second. Alright, so continuing on here, there are a whole bunch of things that we need to do on this ship. One of the things is we will find these pipes all over the place which we can jump into, and we will find items in these areas which we do not want to miss, and I keep getting blown up by these guys, darn it. Let me see, maybe eggs can actually be useful and kill them. Or they'll just kind of blow themselves up. Either way, if you want to be an exploding guy, I'm not going to complain about that. We have a Mumbo token there. I believe that's actually the second one we have picked up so far. And this would be a good time to mention that this level actually has 15 Mumbo tokens hidden in it. I believe that Mad Monster Mansion had that many in it as well. So yes, this time we have 13 more Mumbo tokens to find as of right now. And yeah, I've always kind of found it funny the different sizes of these guys that you come across in this room. Unlike, you know, most of them are like a fixed big size, but for some reason they actually put different sized ones in here, which I always thought was kind of funny. Also, I need to make sure I don't miss any Mumbo tokens because there are a kind of whole bunch of crazy places for them to easily hide in this level, so let's just make sure we're not missing any. And these pipes are very, very annoying, so let me go back up here. And you can continue on. Also, some of these windows are breakable. Some of them are just kind of like flat textures, which you can tell. Although you're going to need to look very closely to kind of tell which ones are actually breakable. Because there is a little bit of a distinguishing difference, but overall, it can be a little bit difficult to see. So that one's not breakable. Also, there are some pipes like this one. And you do want to avoid them. I don't know, can you kill them? No, you cannot. If you're using a gold feather, it will actually just cause you to bounce off of them. This one right here, you can tell this window looks a little bit different and actually sticks out just a little bit, unlike the windows that are textured right on. You can actually break these ones and jump inside, so you need to look very, very, very closely for these. Anyway, in here we have a couple of notes, which we will get. Might as well kill that guy. There is another new enemy, although nothing that we really need to worry too much about. Is there any items I really need to worry about on any of these beds? I don't remember. I'm worried about like Mumbo tokens or something I might accidentally miss. Let me see. Might as well jump up onto one of the beds just in case. Nothing up here. Anything on that side? No. Oh, I believe that is a cameo of a Conker's Bad Fur Day character. Although I believe that this is still a time before Conker's Bad Fur Day became the evil game full of swearing and other kind of adult references that it is full of today. Back when it was like Conker's Happy Pocket Day. No, I'm getting it confused with Conker's Pocket Tales, which is actually kind of funny because it uses kind of the Conker that existed before the game became kind of what it is today. But anyway, before we do any more of this stuff, I want to go up here, and if you notice this small little door, you can actually break that and go inside, and there are some very evil things that you're going to have to do in here. This is usually like what people consider the hardest part of the entire game, and I do not blame them one little bit. There are some very difficult parts of this room, so let me just get a little bit of health. Luckily those bees will not go by the kind of invisible barrier that is here. Although I do want to go back here for 1 second and jump into this little hole where you will find the first empty honeycomb of the level, and there's one more to find. But anyway, going inside of this room, man, just... I hope I'm ready for this. This is the machine room, the very kind of center of Rusty Bucket of the Rusty Bucket, and man, is it easy to die in here, because if you look down, that's not water or anything down there. That's kind of a foggy mist above a bottomless pit, so... I can foresee an accident happening in the very near future. If another death happens in this Let's Play, it will probably be in this room, but anyway. It's not time to be negative. Let us jump up here. Oh, okay. My nerves are starting to get the best of me. Okay, so let me see. I don't believe there's a mumbo token there. Okay. Before we... So, I'm getting all choked up because of just how crazy this room is. There are notes here, and there's notes there, and there's notes over there, and there's mumbo token there, and there's spinning blades there. Oh, okay. Basically, the thing about this room is the blades are spinning so fast at the moment that I'm pretty sure that it is absolutely impossible to jump through them without taking damage. However, we can get the other items in this room at the moment, so I think that's what I'm going to do. But we will have to revisit this room at a later point when we find out how to slow down these fans. Man. I'm getting all nervous just thinking about having to do this room at a later point. It is just like, you don't even know. You have no idea how nervous this room is making me. Okay, let's just get these, and get these, and this, and this. Okay. I just want to take my time. Just take my time, and let's just get out of this room now. We will come back and deal with the rest of the things when we find out how to slow down those fans. And this is a very bad camera angle for me to be dealing with. Ugh, okay. Okay, just quickly apply here. Okay, so that is all that we're going to do in here for now, because I just want to get this part of the level over with. What I think I'm going to do is I am going to go and do what is required to slow down those fans and then come back and get those notes. Because that is all I have to say to people who kind of, you know... Because this is definitely one of those situations where you could get all the notes in the level and then die right before getting those final 4. So get those notes before you delve too much time into this level. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to kind of skip past a whole bunch of stuff and jump right to where the switch is that we need to hit to slow everything down. And that is located on the kind of front of the ship here. Or is this the front or the back? Well, I think this is the back, or it's one of them. Darn it, I have no idea. Anyway, I believe that is the third mumbo token. Anyway, so if we jump into here, this takes us to the kitchen. I'm clearly on the wrong side of the boat. Alright. Also, this is the stove, and you do not want to jump on the stove, because if we have learned anything, it is that stoves are very hot. Anyway, please die. Also, going inside the ovens will hurt you. Basically, a lot of things here hurt you. Although we can use gold feathers to get this mumbo token without taking any damage, which is pretty good. I believe that is mumbo token number 4. Nothing else in any of those stoves. Let's see if we have some notes on top of this counter here. And what else do we have in this room? Another note. And a bad camera angle causing me to walk on top of that stove. We have a fridge full of eggs and another really kind of small one of these guys, which is kind of funny. Nothing else in here, I don't believe. There's a note here, and I believe that's all that we need to do in this room. And now I shall proceed to doing what is required to slow down those blades, because I just really want to get that part of this level over. It is definitely probably the part of this Let's Play I have been kind of fearing the most. And not so much fearing, as I mean, I've done it a million times in the past, but just because I find that if something's going to go wrong, it will definitely go wrong during the Let's Play. So that's just why I kind of want to get this part over ASAP. So here, now if we go to this part, is this the front or the back? Really, I think this is the back. Yeah, this is the back of the ship. It has to be. Anyway, this guy here is an evil guy. Here we have some notes. And here, I'm going to pick these up quickly before moving on. Like I said, I know I'm skipping a few things. Like, I might as well get this Mumbo token, I suppose, which I believe takes us up to 5 in this level. So 10 more to go, but anyway. So if we go down here, we have 4 notes on top of this platform. And we have this bad guy here, which I might as well kill just to get some health. And we have this propeller switch. So it slows them down, but it does not completely stop them. So this is part of why it's still so traumatizing. I mean, it's not just the fact like, okay, they're stopped, I can deal with it. They're still moving, and it's not like it's that slow. I mean, there's still a massive margin or room for error or something. I'm getting really choked up now. Anyway, I thought there was a boat on this side with a Mumbo token. Anyway, we are going to go back to that room. And we will be there in just a second. Okay. Okay, so need to take a quick break there. Make sure I'm all pumped up for this. Let us go inside of here. We can do this, Andrew. We can do this. You're being completely unprofessional by showing your, like, kind of sign of weakness, but it's okay. Because it's not that I'm not scared, but I'm just kind of know that things will go wrong because things like to go wrong. But let's not be nervous. This is only the kind of most frightening part of the game. Let's jump across here. Because basically, if I get those notes and then come out alive, the rest of the level's a cakewalk. I mean, there is something I will kind of need to deal with on the other side, but at the same time, I'm not even going to worry about it at the moment. Okay. Okay. Alright, so, halfway there. Get these notes. Get these notes. Get these notes. Might as well grab this Jiggy. We're here. I mean, just might as well grab it. Alright. Now, if I can jump back to the other side of the propellers and escape this room, I will be very happy. You do not know how that feels unless you are the one actually doing it, and that is all I can say regarding that. Oh, okay, but I'm not out yet. I could screw it up. I could be the biggest moron and screw it up. Alright, we're safe. Whoa, party time! Yes! I have been so worried about that. Those 4 notes, like, oh, you have no idea. Unless you have played this level and you know, then you have no idea. But anyway, oh, I think this part has been stressful enough. Look at that, though. We're already, like, half the way through the notes, which is good. Although we only have 1 of the Jiggies, and we're halfway with the honeycombs. I believe we have, like, 5 of the Mumbo tokens or something like that. I think we have 10 more to go. But anyway, that is where part number 16 is going to be finito. But in the next part, things will be a lot less stressful, as there are still some parts that will make a lot of people nervous, but nothing compared to that. Oh, I'm so happy to have that out of the way. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time when we do more of Rusty Bucket Bay. So thanks, and hope to see you there.